Okay guys, here's the hide. It's now 3 days later. It's maybe a little bit too long. I hope it's not slipping the hair, because I was sick a little bit. So we need to scrape off now the excess brain matter here. So, and then we need to dry the hide a little bit. The excess is pretty much off, and now we string it back into the frame. Now we can stretch the hide. Okay. It's probably going to get dark by then. You will see me inside. My camera is not so good during nighttime. So when I have that thing strung up, I see you in the garage. Hey guys, how's it going? It's the next day now. I actually strung up the hide last night and I left it outside. So what we need to do now is, after we scrape the brain matter off, we now need to dry this hide and work it until it is like basically dry and soft, right? In order to do that, I show you in a second the tool I'm going to use. We need to now basically stretch the hide, yeah, all the time, like that, and then it gets looser, and then we tighten the strings. And we do that and do that and do that all day long. Today is really a shitty day to do such things because we have a high moisture content in the air, but therefore I will make a fire and put the hide next to the fire for half an hour or so, and then I keep working it again and then put it back to the fire, keep working it again, put it back to the fire, so on, until it is dry. And the rest I might do in the garage then. Okay, let's start. Okay, this is a close-up of the hide now, and you see here is lighter colors, right? That's where the hide is drier already and where it got stretched when I put it on here. Because when you push it on those spots and it's dry enough, they turn kind of whitish, right? They get a lighter color, like here now. You see that? Before it was more orange. And that means the layers of the hide get stretched. And that's what we need to do now all over that thing. And by doing that, the whole hide will stretch and get looser, like this spot here now. And then we need to retighten it on the ends with those strings. So, and in order to do that, I'm going to use this flashing beam here, right? That's nice and round on the front, so we don't hurt the hide. And then all you need to do is, basically, just lean in it, like this, right? And stretch the hide everywhere you can. And we need to do this now a little bit. And work the whole hide with it, with all your force. And that's how you stretch those fibers. But like I said, the hide is pretty wet still, since we have like probably 80% humidity today, but that's okay. On the first run, we more than less still work some of that of that brain matter in, which is still on the hide, and it goes in all the pores, right? if you do this the traditional way here, this is a lot of work, guys. You know, this needs to be done now. Probably I need to keep going here half an hour, but I don't want to bore you with it. I will now every once in a while put a clip in that you see how the hide becomes drier and whiter. So remember the blue coloring, right? I don't know if you can see it, but it changed already a little bit, especially here on the sides, right? Here it's still too wet, but here it got whiter, and here it is still too wet too, I guess. Down here, same thing. So, but let's keep going. And now you can see the hide is looser, so we're going to tighten it a little more. In order to do that, you start at the bottom, right? And you just pull the string like this. So you gain more material on your string. Now you do the same on the other side. You see how much more slack I have now down here. So after I stretch this now, this is way stiffer again. See? And now we put it on the fire. Okay guys, that should be good now. That is usually the spot here, like the wood bench behind. It's usually the spot where I sit on the campfire. So I'm always warm and toasty there, and I know it doesn't get too hot there. And yeah, so I let the fire burn now and do its thing. And then in about an hour or so I come back, I re-stretch it and tighten it up again, and I put it again against the fire. And I do that all day long. And by the end of the day we have a pretty dry hide, not completely dry yet. The rest of the drying will probably happen in the garage overnight. Okay. Okay, I show you again how the color will change. So what I mean that I want to have it kind of whitish like this. You see the dark stuff here? So when I pull here, see how that turns white? Here. On here, because that's when I stretch the fibers when they get drier. Or here, you see how the dark disappears. and the hide gets a whitish color. That's because I open the pores and stretch the fibers apart. That's what we need to do over the whole hide. It's already less blue than it was like an hour ago. Yeah, we keep going. Okay guys, an hour is over and the hide is noticeably drier. So I'm going to stretch it one more time. So guys, now the hide is nice and tight, right? And as you can see, the blue coloring is disappearing more and more. So I put it back on the fire now for another round. So guys, okay, so if somebody tells you making a hide is easy, yeah, don't listen to him. It is not easy. The people back in the days, the natives, they did it with multiple people, not just one guy by himself. Yeah, that is a thing a lot of people don't understand. With the brain tanning process, you get usually a way softer hide than if you use any of the other processes. There's a lot of people, they use salt first and pickle everything and whatnot, right? So you don't really have to do that. Yeah, so this is the old traditional way of doing it. First you skin the animal, and then you scrape the flesh off. And once the flesh is off, you dry the hide, you string it up like this. In the bush you can make yourself a nice frame out of wood. Usually spruce or something is really good because they're nice and straight. And then you string it up just like that and scrape the heck out of it, you know, that it gets thinner, you know, especially the parts here like at the butt end, you know, because the leather is real thick, and down the spine here, because this is the half of the animal, the other front would be here. That is just like how they cut it up, where I got the hide from. Yeah, so around this area, around the back and along the neck and stuff, you have usually thicker hide than you have at the belly, and that is because the hide has more strain on the back because the animal is hanging basically around it, right? So yeah. Then when it's all dry and scraped, right, then you rub the brain in, right? So obviously if you just you know, that's also a thing a lot of people ask me then all the time when I tell them about things like that. Yeah, how do you keep the brain fresh so long until you're at the point where you can, you know, because it takes multiple days. So you don't, because what the natives did back in the days, they actually used the brain from a fresh kill, and then they had another hide ready from another animal, right? You know, it's not like that they used the same brain like I was able to do now because we have the luxury of freezers, but that's how they did it. Yeah, so, and when the brain is on there, then you do this step here, what I'm doing right now, right? And the next step is when it's like dry again, then we can fluff it up with like scraping it again, or a palm sander. I usually use a palm sander, and then we need to smoke it, because smoking makes it then somewhat waterproof. Yeah, not waterproof that it doesn't get wet, but it doesn't get hard after it dries out again, because then you need to do the whole step again. So therefore it is really important that you do smoke the hide. And I don't mean smoking like this here right now. Yeah, this is not doing the trick. I will show you that later. Okay, let that thing go a little more, and I see you the next step. So you see now behind me the hide is way more whitish now than it used to be, and it's way bigger as well. So, but we are still not there. It's probably halfway yet, 3 hours. So keep on going. I'm gonna stretch it another time. I had some lamp oil in here. I hope it's spilled on there now. I hope that doesn't cause any problems now. Okay guys, the hide is now about 6 hours out here, and I think it's pretty good for now, and the rest we need to do in the shop before the dew comes up again, because it's getting dark already, and you can see it, we have lots of moisture and we get it cold again. So that's why I take it off now, and then we bring it into the shop. Okay, here's the hide so far. Now we need to do the rest. Okay guys, don't judge my shop. I'm working here on an art piece. But what we do now is we take this piece here. That's a piece of wood. I mount it. And now we drag it over there and break the hide as much as we can. All night long. And the best thing of doing that is like just grabbing it like so, and then push. And then you need to take stuff out of the way. Okay. So usually do on heights is like I start at one side like this, and then you push it and pull it over and towards the middle, and then I do this all the way around the hide, and then after one round I do it again the opposite way. You just need to watch when you get to those holes that you don't jam into them. Okay, that's another about hour later. Now it's actually a good time to trim the edges off. Because those ones you usually don't get nice and soft. They stay hard. And they have the holes anyway. So I usually don't throw this away. This sometimes makes good, you know, small pieces to do some crafts or so. But of course, when you have too many, you can throw it away. So this is how the hide looks now, nice and smoothly trimmed, right? And we need to keep working on it. I need to get my other beam here because the other one broke, but is what it is. So I keep going here, guys, and see you later. So guys, here are the hard bottom soles. Finally, yeah, they're nice and hard compared to the hide. The hide is kind of soft, right? And I still need to work it a little bit over that beam, but for this video that's enough. We stop it here, and the next video will be about how to smoke that thing, and then how to work on the hard bottom soles for those muklukes. And in the meantime, you German speakers, you can watch my podcast. I will put a link in the bottom here. I made this together with Jesiah Broside, that's his name there, his channel. And if you're interested in that as a German speaker, you can watch this podcast. It's all about me, how I came to Canada and all this crap. Okay, see you guys. Stay tuned. See you on the next one.